Good morning. Welcome to the Wichita Police Department Interwatch, Wednesday, January 24th. Midway through the week. Hope everyone's having a good week. Have three different cases we're going to cover today. The first one is a strong arm robbery that occurred early this morning at the Circle K gas station up on North Rock Road. Second one occurred yesterday morning. It's a dog bite that happened at a residence. And then the last one is a case that actually occurred on New Year's Eve. Some good police work, good job done by the officers on this case. So we'll talk about that case this morning as well. Strong arm robbery, first case number 18C 5125. 18C 5125. Again, the Circle K, 3300 North Rock Road, approximately 1:45 this morning. On Wednesday, January 24th, at approximately 1:45, officers responded to a strong arm robbery call at the Circle K gas station in the 3300 block of North Rock Road. When officers arrived, they made contact with a 21-year-old male employee. The employee stated that an unknown suspect had entered the business, pulled out a plastic grocery bag, and began demanding money. Money and cigarettes were taken by the suspect, who then fled the store on foot. Fortunately, there were no injuries in this case, and we're asking for the community's help. If they have any additional information on this case, please call Crime Stoppers 267-2111 or WPD detectives at 268-4407. Suspect descriptions: an unknown white male in his 20s, 5'6", thin build. He was wearing blue jeans, a gray hoodie, a black coat, tan work boots, and had an orange ski mask.
So he pulled out the grocery bag, wanting them to put the items in the bag?
Yeah, well, he pulled out the bag and then was demanding money from the store.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have security surveillance photos you can release to us?
Our investigators will check into that, and if there's something of quality to release, they will get that to me, and we will definitely get that on our Facebook.
Okay.
Did he have a weapon?
No weapon was seen or indicated during the incident, right? All right, second case number is actually an animal control case number. It's a dog bite case that occurred yesterday morning about 9 a.m. Case number is A as in Adam 18 147964. 147964. Again, that's an animal control case number. Occurred in a residence in the 200 block of North Delrose, approximately 9 a.m. yesterday. Tuesday, approximately 9 a.m., January 23rd, Wichita Police Department Animal Control responded to Wesley Hospital in reference to a 1-year-old male who had been bitten by a dog. The investigation showed that the child had crawled into the kennel of the grandparents' boxer, and the dog then bit the child. The child sustained serious injuries, and the dog has been obtained by the Wichita Police Department Animal Control for a mandatory 10-day quarantine as they continue to investigate the situation.
Where was the bite at on the child, you know?
Multiple places.
Can you talk a little bit about, the dog was in a kennel, was behind a fence, obviously, so why is a dog being punished, I guess?
I wouldn't say the dog's being punished. Any type of dog bite situation, there is a mandatory quarantine that animal control does, and that's just part of the process of the investigation. I wouldn't say it's any type of punishment, but it's standard protocol during the investigation.
How did the baby get into the kennel?
Just crawled into the kennel.
So did it have a closed gate?
I don't have the details of where the kennel was at and what exactly the kennel looked like, but through the investigation we were able to determine that the child was able to crawl into this kennel and when it was bitten by the dog.
So were the grandparents taking care of the child for the day?
I don't know if the grandchild lived with them or they were taken, but the grandchild was there at this residence, or if the parents lived there as well. I'm not sure.
Had the grandchild been there before?
I don't have that information. All right. Next case is actually a case that occurred on New Year's Eve on about 10 p.m. in the 1500 block of South Seneca. It was actually an attempted robbery. The case number on this is 17C 89207. 89207. In an effort to share the amount of violence our officers face on a daily basis, We want to tell the community stories such as the one I'm going to share with you today. In this case, a gun was pointed at police officers as they approached an active shooter situation. On Sunday, December 31st, at approximately 10 p.m., officers responded to a shooting call at the Quick Trip in the 1500 block of South Seneca. While officers were responding to this call, an additional shooting call was reported at the Popeyes restaurant in the 1600 block of South Seneca. Officers quickly arrived on scene and located a 43-year-old male in the area of Harry and Seneca. The male was armed with a silver handgun. This male pointed the gun at officers. The officers observed people behind the suspect, so they moved to cover and ordered the suspect to drop the gun. The suspect dropped the gun and was taken into custody without further incident. The investigation concluded that the suspect, along with his girlfriend, a 47-year-old female, entered the Quick Trip and attempted to rob it at gunpoint. When the Quick Trip clerks were uncooperative, the suspect ran out of the store into the parking lot and began shooting his gun. The suspect then ran to the front of the neighboring Popeyes restaurant, where he fired into the front store glass, placing 4 employees in fear. The suspect and his girlfriend then headed back towards the Quick Trip parking lot, and the suspect fired a shot at a passing vehicle occupied by a 43-year-old male and a 15-year-old male. Fortunately, these two were not injured. The suspect also pointed the gun at another passing car occupied by a 49-year-old male and a 55-year-old female. The suspect, Jose DeLeon, D-E-L-E-O-N, 43-year-old male of Wichita, not of Wichita, was arrested and booked into jail for attempted robbery, 8 counts of aggravated assault, discharging a firearm, and felon in possession of a handgun. The suspect's girlfriend, 47-year-old female Sheila Davis, S-H-E-I-L-A, Davis, of Wichita, was arrested and booked into jail for attempted robbery. This case has since been presented to the Sedgwick County District Attorney's Office. And again, an example of the violence that officers face each and every day. Good work done by the officers enabled to making this arrest and getting this case presented to the District Attorney's Office.
Okay, so he went into QT with his girlfriend, attempted to rob the QT. Mm-hmm. Employees didn't cooperate.
Correct.
Ran outside, fired off his gun, and then fired at the Popeyes front window. Mm-hmm. And then did he go inside Popeyes?
No.
Never went inside Popeyes. Okay,
right.
And then fired at a couple passing cars. Mm-hmm. And then when officers were there, was it after he fired at the passing cars that he pointed it at them?
Yes.
Okay.
Then officers responded and he pointed the gun at the officers.
So that was after he had already been discharging the weapon several
Correct.
times. Okay.
Correct.
Was he in the QT parking lot when
He was in the area of Harry and Seneca.
Harry and Seneca when officers arrived?
Right. And he had pointed the gun at officers. They observed individuals behind the suspect, so they moved to cover and then ordered the suspect to drop the gun. And the suspect did drop the gun and was taken into custody.
If there had not been individuals behind the suspect, would the officers have done something different than move behind him?
Well, that's a speculative question. It's hard for me to answer that. I'm just giving you the facts of what did occur.
And you said the people inside Quick Trip were not cooperative. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Did they refuse to turn over money?
They weren't cooperating with the robbery attempt.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you know what does not cooperating mean?
They just weren't cooperating with them during this robbery attempt.
Do you know what officers were responding to the QT about? Was it about the robbery?
Yeah, it was about the robbery, and then the fact that the male had went out into the parking lot, and there was they responded initially to a shooting because they were when the male went out in the parking lot, he began firing the weapon.
Okay.
Were there any injuries?
No.
I would have to guess there must have been a lot of police presence down
Yes.
there
Mm-hmm.
that night.
Yes.
I mean, any idea how many officers responded?
I don't have a number, but we did obviously respond to with enough resources to adequately investigate the situation. And again, great job. Good job by the officers down on this case.
Was because there were so many different, like you had Quick Trip, you had Popeyes. Is that why we're just hearing about this today?
It's we're putting it out just again, as I said at the beginning, just we want to share with our community the violence that officers face on a daily basis, and we want to continue to share stories like this that our officers continue to face, and the good work that they're doing each and every day out there keeping the Wichita community safe.
With this robbery and the strong armed robbery at Circle K gas station and other recent robberies, what do you advise clerks at stores to do if somebody comes in trying to rob them?
Yeah, again, you want to try to get as detailed information as you can for the police department. If they do come in and demand money, you know, we don't want you to put yourself in harm's way by any means, but try to get a good description, whether that may be jewelry, tattoos, something to help us identify a potential suspect, so that when we're doing our research, we're doing our investigation, and we believe we have something to help identify them with, such as tattoos, something not easily removable, clothing. If they do leave in a vehicle, obviously tag numbers, anything specific to that vehicle, a primer side, driver's side door, or some sort of crack in the windshield, something to help us identify, bumper stickers, things like that. Just as much detailed information as they can possibly get while this investigation is, or while the incident's occurring, to help us in that investigation.
Do you recommend them not cooperating? Probably not.
I wouldn't want anybody to put themselves in harm's way, obviously, in an incident like this. Anything else?
What time was it? Sorry,
About 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
About 10 o'clock. All right. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday.
Charlie,
Be safe.
I
Yes.
don't know if you have any update. The clerk that was shot
Yes.
with the toy gun.
Yes.
Do you have any update information on his condition, or?
I don't have any updates on that condition. Obviously, still active investigation, and once they complete that, it'll be presented to the district attorney's office.
I take it he's still in the hospital.
I don't have an update if he is or he is not.
Okay.
Anything else? All right. Again, thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
Wednesday.